Hello, my name is Paris Jones, and I will be talking about LGBTQ in fashion. The history of LGBTQ in fashion. Queer fashion has been around since the 1700s, if not earlier. The late 1800s saw the rebirth of modern queer fashion in the form of balls. These balls hosted some of the first gay runways, lip sync battles, and dance competition, and they continue to take place even as the world become more accepting of the queer community in fashion. In a world where homosexuality is still illegal in 70 countries, queer people have had to rely on fashion to communicate with one another without homophobic members of their societies picking up on the fashion nuances. June has been designated as Pride Month since 1999 when former President Bill Clinton declared it so, first in the United States and now in countries around the world. Every June, rainbow capitalism is in full swing, with everyone from high-end fashion houses to toy companies sucking up to the LGBTQ community. Rainbow capitalism is an embarrassment to some members of the community, a way to make money from the community while ignoring it and the equality fights it still has ahead of it the rest of the year. The impact of the LGBTQ in today's society. Most fashion brands want today's society to understand that there is nothing feminine or masculine about clothing, and historical evidence shows that many people try to break down the barrier of what men and women should wear. When a woman dresses in traditional masculine attire, she is labeled as strong, boss lady, and other flattering terms. When a man decides to dress in feminine clothing, the world begins to question their very existence. Patrick Simodak, a beauty vlogger with a passion for makeup, appears alongside media in binary culture. He wants to get rid of the rule that only women, can wear makeup. The market's unisex approach, combined with democratic human rights agreement, is critical in eliminating gender discrimination. Because we live in the postmodern era, we must anticipate new concepts, approaches, and terminology such as gender free, mixed gender, and gender fluid clothing. Color is the most well known gender stereotype in clothing. Colors become the catalyst in the process of gendering when gender socialization occurs through clothing. This has changed over time, with designers now incorporating vibrant colors into male clothing, which was not seen much after the Renaissance and the Rococo periods. Brands such as Gucci have pushed for the deconstruction of colored gender stereotypes. Companies that support LGBTQ. Abercrombie and Fitch has collaborated with the Trevor Project to create a product collection that includes 24 gender inclusive item, items in sizes extra, extra small and extra, extra, extra large. Abercrombie and Fitch will make an initial 200,000 donation to the Trevor Project in addition to a year-long roundup campaign and has donated over 2 million since 2010. Ralph Lauren has introduced a gender-neutral polo product collection for adults and children, which includes sweatshirts and polo tops. Stonewall Community Foundation will receive 100% of the proceeds from the sale of each polo shirt and 25% of the proceeds from the sale of each graphic tee, sweatshirt, flag sweater, fanny pack, baseball cap, and socks. Reebok has released its All Types of Love Pride footwear and apparel collection, which was created by the footwear company's LGBTQ employee community. Colorful skulls in collaboration with iconic ballroom house of Ninja to pay homage to ballroom culture and what it has brought to the LGBTQ community as well as humanity as a whole on a global scale. The company is also donating 75,000 to the Sylvia Rivera Law Project, which works to ensure that all people, regardless of income or race, have the right to self-determine their gender identity and expression without fear of harassment, discrimination, or violence. Does the fashion industry support the LGBTQ? Every year, fashion and beauty brands mark Pride Month by releasing Pride-themed collections, focusing on further educating their employees and creating safer and more inclusive spaces for the LGBTQ community. For example, the parent company of Calvin Klein and Tommy Hilfiger is expanding its initiatives to provide year-round education and awareness of the LGBTQ community to its employees. Other brands are making Pride-themed offerings and donations a year-round initiative, such as Happy Socks, which is donating 10% of its rainbow-colored socks sales to Pride all year, and Pink, which has expanded its offerings for its gender-inclusive Pink for All collection. My personal take. I am a black LGBTQ woman, and fashion is something I adore. It makes me happy when I see companies or brands supporting the LGBTQ community all year long and not just in June. I believe that the fashion industry would not be what it is today if the LGBTQ community did not exist. Because a lot of queer people use fashion to express themselves and uses fashion to express a lot of other things within their life, or uses fashion to attract other members or people of the LGBTQ community. So the title of my project with the shirt is "You Are Safe Here," and the inspiration of that was myself and wanting equality for all. Fashion and queer culture have always been closely connected. Clothes are an excellent way for people to shape and articulate their identities, particularly for those whose identities have been marginalized or threatened for centuries. Unfortunately, fashion has also played a significant role in limiting this diversity of identities. That is why consumers must receive complete transparency from the brands they are considering purchasing from. The bottom line is that queer fashion exists in both intention and aesthetic, which can be provided by either the designer or the wearer, or both. This queerness, however, goes beyond trends or archetypes. It intersects with other identities and, most importantly, carries the same multiplicity that makes fashion such an important tool for expression. And I used PixArt to create my shirt, which I will show in the next slide. And it took about 30 minutes.